Okay, now let's look at how to put a timeline together and then embed that into your WordPress blog. So the timeline is a little bit more challenging because of just the process that you have to go through. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to copy the document from the timeline website. It's a Google Doc, and here's what it looks like. And this is your timeline right here. So it tells you your month and your day and your time. So that is what you can go in and edit. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 1973. I think that was a pretty good year. That was the year I was born. So I'm going to put my birth date in here, and now you guys can all Google my birthday and see what kind of crazy things were happening. So whatever the date is that's important to your particular piece that you're working on, that's important for you and your research, you can put those dates in here, and you can put in several. You can keep adding lines and have as many different things as you want to. I would just copy a line and paste it in at the bottom so that you can have several things. So I'm not going to change that much, but this is actually starting with a change on slide 2, and so that's where we're working from. Okay, slide 1 is your introduction slide, and it's right here. It's in this top place where it says the headline, and it's all in blue. That's your introduction slide, and that tells you what is going on with your timeline. So row 2 that I'm working on right now is your introduction slide, and then row 3, which is the one that I put the initial date into, that is your times for your timeline. Okay, so I'm typing in all these things. I'm going to find a picture link here, so I'm going to Google myself real quick to see what kind of pictures are out there. Click on images. Now, Google has changed how they do images. So if you click on an image, it'll take you to a web page now. But if you right click, you can open just the image in a new web URL, and that is what you can copy and paste into the Google Doc, into your Google Sheet right here. So I'm going to paste, excuse me, I'm going to paste in the picture URL that I just opened. This was actually done by a student of mine who takes pictures, so I'm going to go ahead and give it her credit. It's Allison Taylor Photography. And so I'm going to acknowledge that. And then if there's a media caption or something like that that came with your particular picture that you're using, then you can also acknowledge that. I don't have a media caption specifically, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out because I don't have one. But if the caption ran in some sort of newsprint or some kind of media and there's a caption with it, you can put that caption in that spot. So now back to my first timeline date. So here it is right here. I'll finish filling this guy in. The year that I want it to end. So the start and end time, and I just left it as the same exact day. Like I want it to start and end on that day. That's a pretty important day. The whole birthing process for me occurred in one day. If the birthing process for you occurred over several days, then you could change your end date here. Or if you're looking at a specific decade, you could have January 1st, 1950 as the beginning of that decade, and December 31st, 1959 as your ending to that decade. You can also put in an ending time if you want, and it will also go on to your timeline. Again, put together all the things that you need to put in there. So I'm going to look for some pictures here. And here's a cool selfie that I took with some of my students. So let's do that. I'm going to do a right click, and I'm going to choose to open link in a new window, or open image in a new window, in a new tab. And that'll open the image in a new URL. And that URL I can copy. And once I copy that guy, I can paste him into the spreadsheet, into my Google Sheet right there under media. So whatever your media is, it can be YouTube. I used pictures, but it could be a variety of things. So just whatever represents the media for you that's linked on the internet, you can put that there. Vimeo and all those kinds of things should work in there. Give it a caption if you want to. So this time I will give it a caption, talking to my students. And then you're ready to go, and you can fill this in as many times as you want. I did not change the fourth line 4. I did not change. I just left it alone so that you can see what it looks like with a video in there. Now, to get this to work, click File, choose Publish, and then click Publish again and choose OK. There's nothing else that we're going to do on this screen. We just need to publish it to the web, make it officially visible on the web, and then the URL that you get after you publish You paste that right here into step 3 on the timeline. And when you paste it there, it's going to bring up your timeline. So there it is. There's the title page. And there's my first timeline spot, and it gives you the date, the actual beginning and ending date, September 18th, 1973. Boom, there it is. And then if I go to the next one, here's the one that I didn't mess with at all. And you can see it goes from a longer date spread. Now, what we want to do is we want to copy the embed code from our timeline. And it's exactly like what we did with Juxtapose. There's the iframe embed code, and we paste it in the text side of the blog. So you're going to copy the embed code, paste it in the text side of the blog, and I went ahead and did it with our Juxtapose work as well. And there it is. It scales the timeline down to fit into your blog space. So that's how you do that. And I'm looking forward to meeting with you guys on Wednesday.